So lots of options here as well. What you want to be careful with is the sodium. Generally all of these salsas and sauces are low fat, generally low carb. Sometimes there's some sugar added in these, and that is something to look for. But my main concern here is sodium. So this is where you have to brand shop. The brand matters. Every brand has a different recipe. So some are much higher in sodium than others. They may have very similar ingredients, but just more salt added. So these two, this is Pace, and this is a signature Albertsons store brand. Serving size, 2 tablespoons. So when you're dipping your chip, don't necessarily measure. So it's not a bad idea to measure out in your little container for you to dip in. The sodium for 2 tablespoons on the signature brand for this one is 150 milligrams. The sodium here is 230 milligrams for 2 tablespoons. Big difference in sodium, so shop brand.
And
it matters.
And I think too, some people, if you look at this wall here, there's so many options that the Pace Picante has been around for a long time. So a lot of people just get what's the most familiar to you, and sometimes it's not the best. So now that we have so many options available, it's really good to just pause and look at the things that you've been taught and you've been practicing this whole year about the ingredients and your sodium and what that ingredient content looks like for you. And then also, again, flavor matters. We want you to eat and enjoy the foods that we're telling you to eat and things like that. So this is just another way to educate you and give you some more options.
And I wanted to talk to you about another options that I've just discovered because of one of the recipes that we did for y'all at the DVP luncheon that we did. It's salsa verde. That's just, it tastes a little different. It's a little spicier than salsa generally, but it does have a little bit more sodium. There again, the brand matters. This brand is 230 milligrams for 2 tablespoons again. This one is 240. So you just shop around. These are similar, but there are some that I saw that were less sodium than that. But so we're just exploring different options here.
One thing that I wanted to point to is a lot of people do like to add beans to their tacos or their burritos. Some people prefer to do meatless nights, and instead of doing meat, chicken, they would do beans, which is a great option. But people ask a lot of times, what about refried beans? And so it's okay it's good to always choose a lower fat option. But with refried beans, there's just a lot of fat, a lot of sugar added, and it's just not a great option. It's the lowest sodium that I have found is 500 milligrams of sodium for half a cup. So you just want to be very careful and cautious. And so a whole food based option is going to be just your black beans. I like to take the black beans and cook them down and mash them, and then add some spices to that so that it tastes similar to refried beans, but I didn't have all the fats and the sodium behind that. So that's a better option if you're shopping for your taco night additions. So there.